Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss about the data collection process topic under the subject named as Research Methods for Management. I am Dr. K.S.Rangasamy, Professor, Department of Management Studies, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology, Tiruchendur. Data collection is nothing but collecting the required data from outside world using different techniques to answer the research question. Data are facts and other relevant materials past and present serving as the base for the study and analysis. Business research can be classified into two distinct categories, primary research and secondary research. Primary research uses various approaches like focus group, surveys, field tests and interview to collect first-hand data or primary data. Importance of data. The data is the base for or raw material for analysis. Without an analysis of factual data, no specific inferences can be drawn on the questions under study. The relevance, adequacy and reliability of data determine the quality of the findings of the research. Data forms the basis for testing the hypothesis formulated in the research study. Data also provide the facts and figures required by constructing measurement scales, tables, which are analyzed with statistical techniques. Inferences on the results of statistical analysis and tests of significance provide the answers to research questions. Thus, the scientific process of measurements, analysis, testing, and inferences depends on the availability of relevant data and their accuracy. So, primary data, in the term itself we have the answer. It is the data collected primarily, which means freshly. So, primary data is a fresh data which is generated when a particular problem at hand is investigated by the researcher employing mail questionnaires or telephonic surveys or personal interviews or observations and experiments. The data which are collected from the field under the control and supervision of an investigator is known as primary data. Type of data is generally a fresh and collected for the first time. Basic means of obtaining the primary data is methods of communication, structured undisguised questionnaires, structured disguised questionnaires, unstructured undisguised questionnaires, and unstructured disguised questionnaires. These are all the questionnaire methods or questionnaires which can be used to communicate or to collect the primary data. Structured and undisguised questionnaire is nothing but the questionnaire is structured and organized logically and clarity on the words or the terminologies which are used in the questionnaire are very clear, and the questionnaire is a structured one, logical one. Such kind of questionnaire is called as in structured undisguised. Structured disguised is nothing but the same as like the previous one. We can correlate according to the terminologies or according to the type of questionnaire. And word association is nothing but when we are collecting the primary data, we definitely have to look into the questionnaire, or even if it is a telephonic survey or mail survey. So whatsoever, we have to be definitely careful on the terminologies which we are associating to complete a particular sentence or statement. So word association is highly important for collecting primary data. And sentence completion. So how we are completing your sentences. What are all the stress and pause you are giving in between a sentence? That matters to collector to have clarity on your data collection process. And storytelling is another important technique which can be used to collect the primary data. And surveys. Survey is a commonly used method of primary data collection process in marketing research. Survey research is a systematic gathering of data from respondents through questionnaires. The purpose of survey research is to facilitate understanding or enable prediction of some aspects of behavior of the population surveyed. So, different survey techniques are personal interview. We know what is personal interview, and telephonic interview and mail survey. And personal interview, we are collecting the data personally. We used to meet the particular respondents face to face, and we will collect the data either through questionnaire or orally asking. So, we will have a systematic process to collect the data through personal interview. And the very next is telephonic interview. In telephonic survey, prospective respondents are telephoned, used usually at homes, and asked to answer a series of questions over the telephone. Mail survey. Mail survey is sending the questionnaire through mail and we will be requesting the respondents to fill that particular questionnaire carefully. Before starting the questionnaire, we have to definitely give you small guidelines or small obligation to the respondents to fill the questionnaire carefully without any deviation. And the factors for selecting survey technique, we definitely, before selecting any kind of survey technique, we have to look into the following factors which are highly essential for the researcher. Cost, because cost is the important aspect when you are covering the larger population from various geographical locations. Definitely it involves cost, huge cost. So before collecting data, we definitely have to calculate how much cost it incurs. So cost is the first factor. Second is the speed. So we have to, if you want to meet out every respondent face to face, definitely it will take time to collect the data. So when you are comparing to that, it is easy to collect the telephonic survey, conduct the telephonic survey and mail survey, which will have easy and speed data collection, which is the easy and speed data collection process. Accuracy, so you have to be very much careful enough about the accuracy of the data collection process. And amount of data gathered, response rate, flexibility and control, these are all the factors. Definitely the researcher have to think of that then before selecting any survey technique. Components of survey administration, you have to finally design the questionnaire, and that questionnaire have to administer on certain number of respondents. That interviewer have to administer that questionnaire, then they have to conduct the survey, then they have to collect the data. Interviewer's problem, while conducting the interviewer, definitely you have to train the interviewer. Without training and development, the interviewer may not know the significance of that particular data collection process. So training is highly important for the interviewer, not only for the face-to-face interviews or face-to-face observation, but also it is highly important to educate the interviewer about the significance of data collection process or significance of that particular survey. Motivating and integrating the interviewer, checking errors of interviewer and cheating of interviewer, definitely these are all matters for maintaining the research quality and getting the accurate answers out of your research problem. And the respondent's problem, response error and semantics, deliberate classification, non-response error, refusal, not at homes. These are all the respondent's problems. And telephonic interview, we all know that the information or data can be gathered through telephones. That is called very cost effective and dominant data collection process. Right now, it can be collected through Google Forms even. The travel time of the interviewers is totally eliminated and cost of travel of interviewer is totally eliminated. Greater possibility of reaching the customers all over the globe is possible, and total time of conducting the interview of sample is very least compared to other methods. Greater possibility of random selection of respondents. All these are possible in telephonic interview. And mail survey is also, as like telephonic interview, mail survey is also highly effective and speedy enough to collect the data and to get the data from the respondents, because it costs very less cost, less time and wider coverage, better accuracy and absence of interviewer bias is possible in mail survey. So different methods of questionnaire design. There are 4 different methods of questionnaire design. Already we have discussed in our private data collection process. Structured undisguised questionnaire, which is most popular type. It involves using questions with clear direct wording, having logical orders on the questions, and wording and order remains the same for all respondents. Unstructured undisguised questionnaires is nothing but, in this type of questionnaire, the purpose of the study is very clear, but the questions are generally open-ended questions. Example as like, how do you feel about putting a ban on students' union election? The respondents are free to reply in an unstructured manner. So unstructured disguised questionnaire are nothing but the exact opposite to the earlier one. This questionnaire hides the purpose of collecting the data or research and shows no clear order or tendency. Such questionnaires generally uses projective method of data collection. And next is structured disguised questionnaires, which is just opposite to the previous one. Thank you.